know it's a great start when on day one in South America you miss your first major turnoff. Fortunately, this is Argentina, so all it takes is a little off-road, a minor detour, and you're back on track. On this trip, I'll be travelling 25,000 kilometres across South America, starting in Argentina, heading into Chile, up to Peru, down through Bolivia, to the bottom of Chile, and finishing back in Argentina. I'll be riding solo for the whole trip, travelling on my UK-registered KTM 890 Adventure. An intercontinental journey means a literal flying start. I'm beginning my adventure in Buenos Aires, and first to arrive is me, but my bike isn't going to be far behind. Jet lag has barely had time to kick in before I'm heading back to the airport, this time to match wits with Argentinian customs and hopefully collect my bike. A week or so ago, I left the bike at Heathrow in the capable hands of two-wheel transport specialists, Motor Freight. And here in Buenos Aires, local agents Dakar Motos are helping with the formalities. The halls of bureaucracy look pretty quiet, but the wheels do turn. Unsurprisingly, they're a little funny about you filming in the secure area, but after much paperwork, a couple of payments, and the usual waiting around, my bike is finally unboxed. 5 hours start to finish isn't too bad on the customs clearance scale, but I'm definitely happy when they finally let me loose in Argentina. And the instant reward is my first South American toll. It seems regardless of where you are in the world, epic adventures still always start with a motorway. The traffic may be unwelcome, but at least the signage is honest. Happy to exit the motorway, I take the opportunity for a short tour through Buenos Aires before I head back to the hotel. The first leg of my trip is a 5-day ride north to Iguazú Falls. I'll swing by the Palmar National Park on the way, but otherwise, the route is mainly highways and not the most interesting bit of Argentina. It's day one, but before heading off, there's one necessary modification that I need to make to the bike.
Much better.
Till you made my world come loose down, turn me around when I had enough. And I know now that I'm not safe now without you.
Buenos Aires has turned on some nice spring weather for my departure, and somebody's even been kind enough to keep the traffic at a reasonable level. The route out of the city is pretty straightforward, so it's not long before I hit the open road and begin my northward trek. Also great to see that Argentina is very bike friendly. They kindly exempt you from tolls on all public motorways. Part of Argentina is very flat and open. It gets more interesting later on, but for now, it's settle in and let the K's roll by. The main stop on my trip north is the Palmar National Park. It was created in 1996 to protect one of the last areas of native yotai palms in South America. most of which have been cleared over the years to make way for Argentinian steak. Covering 85 square kilometres, it's now home to great views and plenty of wildlife. The tropical feel of the palm trees does strike an odd combination with the rural vibe of the area, but I think it works. El Palmar also houses some ruins from a small 18th century European settlement. It was originally founded to make quicklime and take advantage of the nearby Uruguay River for easy access to market. Later, the focus shifted to wheat farming, but the settlement was abandoned in the 19th century as local colonial politics became fraught. Palmed out, it's back to the highway for the last leg of today's ride. Tonight, I'm staying in a town called Federación. It's quite far inland, but a position on the banks of the river apparently gives it a bit of a seaside vibe. Following months of planning and a successful first day, it's a great feeling to be properly on the road in South America. After a pleasant first night on the road, the weather puts on a gloomy start. From Federación, a little backtracking is required to get back on the highway. But it's not long before I'm enjoying all the experiences of motorway riding, with an added South American twist, numerous police checkpoints. Fortunately, they seem happy to wave me through. And no tolls for motorcycles never gets old. The road north is pretty much dead straight, which aside from allowing me to enjoy a bit of open scenery, gives me time to reflect on what I've learnt so far about riding in Argentina. Firstly, wind is definitely not your friend. Secondly, overtaking is neither a science nor an art here. You just go whenever, wherever. And thirdly, when it comes to speed limits, it seems 60 means 80, 80 means 100, and 100 basically means as fast as your vehicle can go, which could be anywhere between 40 and 140. But my train of thought is interrupted by the arrival of the weather. You can definitely experience all seasons in one day here in Argentina. The rain eventually gives way in time for my arrival in Santo Tomé. The town seems pleasant enough, and I've booked myself in for a ridiculously cheap night in a 4-star hotel, courtesy of Argentina's financial crisis. Setting off on day 3, I'm about to get my first taste of what I've dubbed Garmin Special Routing. Basically, this is where the Garmin Zumo ignores logic and obviously quicker routes to instead take you down a random road which often doesn't work out. Fortunately, it doesn't take long to escape the muddy back streets of Santo Tomé before I'm dodging potholes and heading out of town on my way north again. It's great to be done with the multi-lane freeways, trucks and the dodgy pavement they create. And although the weather is looking more promising, it's the pristine road surface that now has my attention. Good to see Argentina's non-existent dollars hard at work keeping my suspension happy. With the weather taking yet another turn, I was pretty much expecting rain, but the fog was a real surprise. Without noticing, I've climbed from sea level to around 1500 metres, so it kind of makes sense, I guess. It's a cold and eerie ride to my destination for tonight, the town of San Vicente. Belly full from a breakfast spread suitable for a small monarchy, I'm setting off on my final push to reach Iguazú Falls. You'll have to take my word for it about the breakfast. I didn't have a camera on hand to capture the glory. But for now, I need petrol. From afar, all looks fine. However, I soon discover one of the less fun things about travelling in remote areas of Argentina: petrol shortages. Cars lined up is usually a good sign, but in this case, it takes a few moments of chump time before it twigs that no one is actually filling up. Pushing on, and hoping the next town isn't dry as well, I have to chuckle at the irony of being stuck behind, of all things, a slow-moving petrol tanker. On the plus side, this means that at least one station somewhere ahead should have petrol. So for now, I can just enjoy the pristine road and green scenery the Misiones region has to offer. Ultimately, it's not too long before I'm enjoying another very Argentinian experience, the petrol queue. When a station gets fuel, everyone piles in quick to fill up while they can. With main and auxiliary tanks full, I'm now good for at least 570 k's, more than I need to get to Puerto Iguazu. So it's time to sit back, enjoy the empty road, and let the scenery roll by. The last leg of the day has me skirting the southern boundary of the Iguazú Falls National Park. It's a little over 30 k's through the rainforest, on a gravel road that appears to be sent to test the security of my teeth, as well as my suspension. Turns out there isn't much to see in this part of the national park. The palm viewing platform is a tad underwhelming, but at least the locals seem friendly. This last bit of muddy road would certainly be a challenge on a wet day, but it soon gives way to pavement and the inevitable traffic generated by a super touristy town. Puerto Iguazu itself seems pleasant enough. The influence of sitting at the border of 3 countries, Brazil, Paraguay and Argentina, is clear. It's more laid back than I'd expect for a one-trick town, but everyone is here for the falls, and Puerto Iguazu doesn't seem interested in pretending otherwise. Ruins. Straight roads. Mountains. Deserts. Altitude. Salt. Volcanoes. And border crossings.